The first heat of the morning will be heat 3, resuming that second round with Italo, the 2019 world champion, who's given us some great highlight moments here at Snapper Rocks in the past, up against the rookie from South Africa, L.Thompson.
Quite a convincing win for him. Some good surfing, really good surfing, and happy Luke, mate. The guy has always got a smile on his face. I think he'll be up for the challenge, but this is going to be a big one up against Italo.
He's going to have to bring some of that power and flair that he displayed yesterday, already up at the moment, getting things started in the opening minute of his heat here in the second round. Beautiful carve, drawing off the bottom, mixing things up, some release in the tail as he finds some more room to move down the line here. Gets a bit more of a vertical approach on those last couple of hits, but Bug's a great way to start the day for the youngster.
Awesome way to start the day. He picked a beauty there too, Rich, and he showed a whole lot of variety in those snaps out of the lip.
Let's check out the replay. As Leo said, a little bit of wind coming around the corner this morning, but as it travels down through the bay, it starts to clean up. Nice swooping wrap. This turn here is where things started to fire up. More connected, more acceleration and power, more rail on that second and third turn. And he just does some great work through the inside here. Quicker snap and then finishes with that closeout hit. Good stuff.
Britt Merrick, Darren Hanley, Matt Biolis, Luke Short. As we see, Luke Thompson on his second ride, 6.33 for his opener. That was a big first turn. A lot of power unloaded in that move. And Italo's going to get his campaign started here at the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro and just kick out of this one. But it was really cool. You open the night. We just received news about Shane Steadman. You open the night and kind of little surfboard factory down there, the Shane Gang Bugs. It was instrumental in unearthing some real talent.
It was the absolute hub of Australian surfing. You know, some of the great, like Badishall, I mean, everyone used to go and hang out. It was a famous factory. If you could even, you know, get to walk in there, it was amazing.
Yeah, Richard Harvey, Glenn Ritchie, Ted Spencer and others. A couple of minutes to 8 o'clock this morning, so we have almost an hour to go, and then as it starts to drain, I'm predicting by about 10:30, 11, we're going to see this bank behind the rock. Here we go, Luke Thompson.
He had a 3.67 on his second ride, and he's trying to build on that now to up the requirement for Italo. Coming into the event in 31st position. Not a lot of success through the first couple of contests, but a big heat win here would certainly help as he works this one over through the inside, starting to build, climbs the roof, nice float. Not going to get a big finish down the line though. He'll call for the ski with just under 26 minutes to go.
Deep bottom turn from behind. Italo was showing some of that form just then. This is a replay of Luke's wave. Nice wrap to start off. Gets a little tail snap, bit of release there, nice and high. Little roundy to rebound off the foam.
And this is what we're going to see, plenty of these. This is like that behind, near behind the rock, cut-off wave. It's not going to go through to Little Marley. And that's why I go back to Coach's Corner. Like, this is a pretty neat rider. I don't think in the end of the day it's going to count in his top two, but, you know, as Leo said, first we'll get this wave.
Yeah, Italo, just a throwaway on his first ride. This one stands up nicely down the line, and he's going to stick with it, cutting back. He's hoping this one is going to steepen, and does. Gets a nice little series of backhand clicks happening here. That one's got a bit more venom in it as he works it over into the bowl once again. And this wave continues to serve him a nice wall to work over. Hasn't had that big individual dynamite turn, but as he always does, gets a dynamic finish on it.
But Coach's Corner, Rich will take to go through this first.
Well, the taller wave for Italo, and you can see he's just zipping all over it. A noticeable difference in speed on this wave for Italo. He's going fast, waits for this one to wall up. Now he starts to get this backhand wrap, just starts attacking the wall. That one was a bit of a standout moment for me. Really connected, nice and tight, and just repetition down the line.
Italo is always deadly when he's taking his time on his rides and he finds a bit of space between his turns. Read this wave so well. It was a little disjointed and funky through the midsection.
Priority judges deemed that he did have a look at it. Perhaps priority shifting to Italo.
Italo up now. And using that priority and not wasting that first section, unloading big time. And there's a nice series of moves to get this wave started. So not one of those bigger sets. His last ride was bigger, but this one has provided a cleaner canvas to paint a really nice picture for the judges on the first couple of sections there.
Yeah, I mean, it was another short ride, though. No connection. Surfed it well. You know, my read on that situation with the priority was that Italo actually was going to commit to that wave. Luke, all he had to do was show a little bit of interest in that wave. And they went, no, that's a block.
And he did get the priority switch.
Yeah, he did. And he is actually going to turn in the best number of the heat too, just on the strength of those first 3 turns. But Luke has a chance to answer back here. Big floating re-entry to get started. And has to just take his time for a minute before setting the rail deep on that carve, and he's just going to get a little swamped on the rail. And now he's caught in no man's land. 3/4 of the way down the point here. Does he try and paddle back out, Bugs, or does he paddle down and get the ski?
Oh, there's no use paddling back out from there. This is going to be the story of the day. You know, I'm thinking there's a flurry of, like, real concentration in Coach's Corner because it is so hard to pick a wave. It's nearly sometimes going to be the waves that go off the bank on the outside that come onto the bank at Little Marley.
It was, you know, in the context of this heat, a mid-size wave. There's been some bigger sets, but it gave him the opportunity to let go of 3 different turns, as we see what went wrong on the Stone and Wood slow-mo there for L.Thompson.
Yeah, it looked like he just got caught a little forward on his board. Just didn't have enough speed going into that wrap.
You go all the way today, you could get a 9.
Here he goes. Nice big vert hit, but loses it on the hillside rail coming out of the turn. 7.5 minutes to go. L.Thompson right where he needs to be. But it's not doing too much. Italo, though, willing to take a chance on it down the line. Trying to improve on a 5, 6, 7. Climbing up over that foam. Just look at the patience there. Just waiting for this wave to potentially stand up on the inside and not getting too concerned about laying down major moves, having trust that there's more to come down the line. That tide still is going to be dropping for some time, but Italo's got the moves and he's going to throw down a big flyaway air on that final section. This is a dangerous situation for Italo, though. Even though he's got the lead, Luke doesn't need a whole lot, and Italo's loading up, hammering down the line with plenty of speed. Took this wave from deep, it explodes and sets the fins free on that final section. Just the 2 turns, though, and unlikely it's going to go into the top 2. Well, Luke, now you can see positioning-wise, he's going deep, just fearing that there's not going to be a big set. There's a wave here, and he is going to go with just 15 seconds. He's got to surf this wave up. It's a much smaller wave than he'd like. So he really needs this thing to grow down the line. And this wave is starting to connect with that inside section, but he needs some dynamite on the final section and has to push it. Didn't have a lot of speed. And unable there to complete the rotation. Tim McDonald there, just watching on, doing some work with Luke. Yeah, he was right where he needed to be. Just a priority shift up changed the course of the heat.
That shifted the momentum right there. It was another priority situation.
Italo, it's such a good way to start our Saturday. Seeing you back out here at Snapper Rocks, it's absolutely pumping. It's been a minute since we've seen you compete out here, but it must feel nice to be back.
I was pretty hot out there. It's pretty hard to stay in peak, you know, and then try to find good wall because the wave is going like a little bit out of the bank, you know, and then it's pretty hard to catch a wave. And I was like waiting for like a couple minutes to have like my first wave, and then I lose priority, and then I try to like catch every single wave, and that was crazy because there was a lot of like waves, and it's pretty hard to find like a good wall, like a double up that we can attack every moment. And then, but it's okay. I feel like it's hit by hit, you know, and then just keep it doing.
Let's talk about these rookies. They're absolutely fearless every single year. It's a scary another crop of athletes that come through. L.Thompson is a very talented surfer, only needed a 6.18 at the end there. Getting used to these new competitors, it must be an extra challenge every year on the championship tour.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been watching him on the last couple of days, and he was surfing really good. And then I knew he was like really hard competitor, you know. And then, but it's okay. I just try to play my game, you know, to catch wave and attack every moment, and that's what I did.
Now I've got to talk about it. One of your best mates and sparring partners, Gabe Medina, he's currently in yellow. If there's anything I know about you, is that's going to drive you to really get back up the top, be in the yellow jersey. Having such a strong start to the year for the Brazilians, is this just firing you up to get a good result here at Snapper?
Yeah, all the Brazilians has pushing each other, and this is really good for us, you know. And it's nice to see Gabe is back. Has been surfing good in the last couple of days too. And then let's see. It's a long year, you know. It's a lot of like different contests. He's a favorite, one of the most waves, and then it's pretty fun to have him and Beckham too, you know, and try to like pushing every moment. So I hope that I can have a little bit more like hits together.
We love it, and feel free to take a moment to say hi to your family back home in Brazil.
Agradecer toda a minha família, né, especialmente a minha esposa, tá cuidando do meu filhinho lá e dá trabalhinho, mas é isso. Obrigado, meu amor, por tudo. Meu pai, minha mãe, as crianças do Instituto, quero mandar um abraço para todos, né? Tô com saudade de vocês também. E é isso, fiquem na torcida, agradecer realmente a todos os meus patrocinadores também por todo o suporte, todo o apoio, né, durante todos esses anos, né? Tudo isso acontece também muitas das vezes porque vocês estão acreditando no meu sonho, e isso é incrível. Então agradeço de coração, obrigado a todos e vamos nessa.
Thanks, Italo.